You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's your favorite BBL Nurse Tay on Beauty and the Body, where we tell you how it really is on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
You can buy a hair if it won't grow. You fix your nose if you said so. You can buy all the makeup the Mac can make. But if you can't look inside you, find out who am I to be in the position to make me feel so damn pretty.
Body image and positivity are major impacts in today's society. At Nurse2Beauty, we believe in bringing the beauty from within to the forefront. For those of you who are planning to have cosmetic surgery, Nurse2Beauty is ready and available for all of your postoperative needs. My name is Dontricia Dunham, and I am the registered nurse and owner. I have over 10 years of experience with emergency medicine that has aided me in giving quality medical care for cosmetic surgery clients. We specialize in a number of safe and effective options and solutions to help you achieve your ideal body image. Have a one-on-one virtual consultation via phone or private suite location. Have your lymphatic therapies and all other postoperative needs performed by a licensed medical professional. Mobile postoperative services are also available upon request. Not interested in cosmetic surgery at this time? No worries. We also provide an array of body modification services to fulfill all of your beauty enhancement requests. We understand how costly aftercare can be after a cosmetic surgery. Ask about our affordable payment plans today with instant approval and no hard credit check. Log on to www.nurse2beauty.com for more information. Call or text 404-849-0260. For education, client transformations, and reviews, follow all of our social medias at Nurse2Beauty. See you next time. To Beauty in the Body on Hits 92.3. I hope everyone had a safe weekend, and y'all have even safer weekend after the 4th. Okay,
yes,
we don't want to see y'all in the hospital.
Sure don't.
All right.
Sure don't.
Today we have a very captivating and juicy conversation to have. We have a very, very special guest in the building. First of all, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Pronounce your first and last name, and then what you go by.
Okay. My name is Mpatso Kuzwayo. But for those of you who know me as Patso. And of course, on my social media platforms, I am Zulu Nurse, the Zulu Nurse.
Period. So tell us about like your background. Were you born in the States, or how did that go?
So yes, I was born in the States, but where my name comes from is I'm South African. I'm from the Zulu tribe. So y'all might have studied Shaka Zulu in high school. That is my tribe's leader. Okay. So, but I'm South African. I have a lot of friends and family in South Africa. My mom came here, had me, and that's how that worked out. I am a registered nurse, emergency medicine specifically is my specialty.
Yes, period.
And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
All right. So how long have you been a registered nurse?
6 years.
6 years. 6 years. And what made you want to transition into entrepreneurship with your nursing role?
Honestly, that's an amazing question, because I ain't gonna lie to you. I never dreamed about being an entrepreneur, never wanted to own anything. I was okay with working for the man, getting a guaranteed check, clocking in, clocking out, and going about my business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And as nurses, whatever ain't nothing to overshift a shift overtime can't fix. You know what I'm saying? So I was cool with it. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until I started seeing how, unfortunately, toxic the profession is, if I'm being just really transparent, and how some of the administration, management, shorting staff the shorting that we have in staffing, like those things are just really drained me. And I'm like, I need to find an exit strategy. I need to find a plan B because this is not sustainable mentally and emotionally specifically.
Yes. People don't understand that. Like, one thing I teach you is money don't buy happiness. Mm-hmm. Yes, we can be comfortable, if you will, but the amount of strain that we go through in a 12-hour shift, the amount of emotions, especially being an ER nurse, you're happy, you're sad, you're crying, you're pissed off, ready to fight, you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm live, I'm dead. It's like all of that.
In a 12-hour
shift. And you have to keep going. Like, every room is different. Somebody could have someone could have transitioned in one room, and you're trying to help the family cope with that. And then you got to go back to somebody being pissed off at you because you've been missing for 2 hours and they've been asking for water. Correct. And they have no idea what's been going on. And you have to switch it up. You have to switch it up. So I totally agree and understand with that. I'm also happy that nurses like myself are realizing our worth, so to speak, and putting us first. Because a lot of times it's made to feel like we don't have feelings. Like, some people really think they can treat us any type of way. And I don't like that. So we have to find a better way.
I don't like that too much.
Okay, we have to find a better way. So again, with you having your own business now, catering to women's health, what made you want to get into women's health?
Oh, goodness. What made me want to get into women's health is issues of my own. I had a lot of issues down there specifically and suffered a lot in silence. And I did not know, and I wasn't educated on it because it wasn't talked about. We talk so much about hypertension and heart disease and, dialysis, kidney failure and all that kind of stuff. Rarely do we ever have reproductive health conversations. Rarely do we ever have conversations and education on how to treat her down there, And unfortunately, I just wasn't educated on it. I didn't have that conversation with my mom. So therefore, I suffered in silence with a lot of issues until I did started finding solutions on my own later down the line. Way later down the line when I was ready to rip my hoo-ha out and throw it away is when I started finding some solutions. And that is how my business, Yoni Potion, came about. I started having friends who were talking about the same issue. So I remember balling it up, giving it to them, and they were like, oh my gosh, girl, you got to ball this up and sell it because this works, So that's how I got into women's health. And I started doing my research. I started educating myself. And it wasn't, I remember a quick little story. It wasn't until I was in microbiology. Every nurse knows you got to take microbiology in order to get into the nursing program. Right. So I remember I was a sophomore in college, sitting in my microbiology class. And the conversation for that day or the lecture was about candida. Okay. And it was in that moment, y'all know how old you are on your second year of college is when I found out about what a yeast infection is. Okay. And I was like, that's what I had. This whole, I had no idea, but I've been suffering with this since high school kind of thing. So I was like, all right. So once I started learning about that and seeing how to treat it and what causes it, I just started. The world was my oyster.
That is wonderful. That is very wonderful. And you have no idea how much of an inspiration you're going to be to other people and other women because it is a very sensitive subject. As you know, I'm pretty sure all the time people hit you up. It's not an easy thing to talk about. People like to crack jokes or anything. Well, maybe the girl needs some help. Maybe she don't know what's going on.
Absolutely.
So have you ever had a situation where, okay, let's just say you're amongst someone and, okay.
Actually, I did. I had that situation. It was a few weeks ago in the hospital. I was walking down the hall. Y'all know how cold the hospital is. And I smelled something it literally smelled like a fish market. It smelled really, really bad. So as nurses, we talk and we like, what is that smell? We're going through it can't be C. diff. It can't be, a GI bleed. It can't be. It's that's not what it smells like. And so one of the nurses come out and say, y'all, I just cleaned up my patient. She had BV. And I said, we were able to smell it.
It lit up the hallway.
And I was just like, you know how much that thing had to be brewing in there?
Was it Trick?
It had to be a mixture of stuff. It had to be.
I know Trick, you can smell across the street.
I'm not gonna let you.
You ain't even got to take your clothes off. I already know what's going on too. It's
yeah. It'd be like that. You ain't lie. But yeah, so and it was a young girl, and I felt so bad. So I'm like, it's like women need to learn how to listen to their body.
Yeah.
You know, and I just like that thing had to been brewing there for a long time. And people have different stories.
Mhm.
People may have a lack of resources. We all know insurance is a difficult thing nowadays,
Yeah.
especially if, just depending on what your background is and what resources you have access to. Treatment can sometimes be, a difficulty. But my biggest thing is just educating women on how to read their body, because your body gonna tell it.
Yeah.
Your body gonna tell it. And as you know, people ignore signs. They
Mhm.
ignore signs, they ignore symptoms, they, try to write it out, or worse yet, they look on the internet for solutions. That's not always the safest thing to do. And what ends up bringing them to the hospital sometimes is unfortunately pain. But by the time you get to pain,
yeah,
it'd be a little late.
It's
Sometimes a little late. So, it's in those moments where I just get passionate. I'm like, let's educate our women about how to read their bodies and knowing what is normal and what is abnormal.
Right. So as far as reading our bodies, would you say a lot of what we eat contributes to our odor?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You are what you eat. That is a statement that has stand the test of time.
Mhm.
Because whatever you're putting in your body is going to break it down and spew it out. You wonder like how when you're eating garlic, then your pores start to smell like garlic,
Mhm.
so the same things are happening. I always try to tell women, I was like, yeah, you can take the medication, you can take all the, the oils and the yoni potions and all that other stuff
Mhm.
as much as you want. But if your diet is not good, if you're not hydrating properly, it ain't gonna work.
Okay, so when you say diet,
Mhm.
what type of things or foods would you say specifically can help? Because there's a whole bunch of food out there. Like, you need to know what food to eat.
Yeah, I would definitely say the greener the food, the better it is.
Okay.
The more that you get from our natural earth, the better it is.
Okay.
Anything that has just one ingredient, the better it is.
Okay.
When you start getting into those multiple ingredients and stuff that you can't pronounce, and those are things that you want to stay away from, or at least in moderation.
Okay.
I understand. I love me a good bag of hot Cheetos.
Mhm.
I do. But I know that's not the healthiest thing for me to eat and for my vaginal health.
Okay.
And also learning your body. So for example, especially when it's around that period time, your pH and your hormones are all over the place.
Mhm.
So you really want to be intentional about what you eat: fruits, vegetables, water, pure protein, around that time, so that way your body can naturally balance itself during that time of the month, because it's already going haywire with everything that's going on.
Yes.
So that's my biggest recommendation is greens, fruits, and water.
I love it. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We're going to take a short commercial break. We got the Zulu nursing here helping us keep our bodies together in every form of the way. It's hot outside. Okay. I need y'all to pay attention. We'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right, you could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast.
All right. Well, welcome back, y'all, to Beauty and the Body.
That was quick.
Right. Yeah, listen, Shuntown ain't playing with us today. She's like, we got to have all the time that we need. All right.
Yes.
So we did the introduction of Patso and her background, her origin, what brought her to transition from bedside to entrepreneurship. So now we're going to get into the juicy part. We're going to get into these real questions that the people want to know. All right. So number one, what is the recommended soap or body wash to use to date? Because it changes.
It does. This one, I'm gonna lie, this is a difficult one because it's a debate. And I've spoken to several OBGYNs about this.
Mhm.
And a lot of professional healthcare workers are anti the yoni soaps.
Okay.
But here's where I kind of stand. I'm kind of in the middle when it comes to it. One thing that is scientifically fact is the vagina itself, or the vulva, which is the canal, that specifically is self-cleans. You don't need to put no soap in there. You don't need to put no washcloth in there. You don't need to put your finger in there. Well, when you cleaning it. And you don't need to put you don't need to do anything to cleanse it. It naturally cleanses itself. It's a vacuum. When your pH is right, it will keep you balanced. You don't have to worry about bacteria or fungus growing in there. So leave that part alone. Don't put no soaps in there. That right there, I will 100% stand on it. You don't need to do nothing to. Now, the part where I call the hood, and that's right under the clitoris.
Okay.
That's the part that needs a little attention.
Okay.
Because it'd be muck, gravel, grime, all kinds of stuff can get up in there. That right there, you want to clean that part of it.
Okay.
So now this is where to use a soap or to not use a soap, I think is based on preference. Okay. I recommend, if you are going to use a soap, something that is tailored for that specific area. Okay. So don't take the Dove or the other mainstream soaps that we use down there. But like I particularly use a Yoni bar. Okay. That's made for there. It has like mint and it's another ingredient, but it's like 2 or 3 ingredients in it. You know, mm-hmm. things that I know that I have in my kitchen. Mm-hmm. You know, so I feel safe using it. And it's also made by a nurse. That is what I would recommend if there's something that you feel like you desperately have to use down there, because water is just fine. That is what I recommend.
I'm one of those people that's just really hard to believe. Like, water's going to fix it.
I know. But honestly, water is your best friend. Water is your best friend down there. And like I said, as long as you just get that grime up from under the hood, mm-hmm. you'll be fine. Okay.
All right. I'm a rock with it. So what symptoms would a woman experience if she needs to be aware that she needs to pay attention to her private area? Like, what would be going on to where a female will be like, all right, I need to go get seen?
Okay, definitely. If you're noticing itching, burning, and unusual consistent discharge. Naturally, as women, we have a regular discharge that will happen every once in a while, mm-hmm. but it shouldn't be like soaking through your underwear. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, mm-hmm. it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be so noticeable where you're like, oh, what's going on? And if it does make you say that, then it's time to get checked out. Burning while after urinating or during urination, or a real strong smell in your pee. Or, as we all know, there is a natural odor that comes with our mm-hmm. place down there. Mm-hmm. And you just got to really know what your normal smell is. But now if you at the point where you are in jeans, sitting down, you're able to smell yourself, mm-hmm. or, you know, you are using the bathroom and you leave a smell after the mm-hmm. bathroom, those are signs that you need to go get checked out, or something is going on, or, you know, you need to see somebody professionally about what's happening down there. Those are just a few signs and symptoms that you need to just kind of pay attention to. But the biggest thing that I really educate women on is knowing your normal. Okay. Knowing your normal, knowing when your body's perfectly fine and nothing's wrong with it. Because when you know you're normal, you will immediately know when something is abnormal.
Okay. Gotcha. Would you say that size would have something to do with it? Or in your experience in helping women, has it been women of all shapes and sizes? What I'm getting to is most people think that heavier people,
yeah,
you know. No, actually, but we can talk about that too. I'm talking about a person, you know, your thighs rubbed together, you ain't got much air to breathe, things like that. Would you say that community more like you from all walks of people?
Because you know, as nurses,
that is true.
We see it all, and when I come across certain patients, I can already tell from just being down there what kind of mm-hmm. vaginal health that they got. Okay, you know. Okay, but I will say the bigger you are, the more intentional you have to be. Okay, with being clean, and it's not because of anything mean, but it's just, you know, you got a little bit more. Okay. Than the next person. Yeah. And you got some crevices that you got to get into. This is true. You know, and then you harbor, you know, it gets hot down there. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't say it's more likely, but I will say you have to be more intentional to it. Okay. If that makes sense. But that doesn't negate the little skinny girl either. That is true. You know, because sometimes they be, you know, they be missing the ball too. So I will definitely say We all got to be just intentional.
Okay, yeah, we all got to pay attention. No one is safe.
No one is safe.
And when people like to say, "Oh, I don't smell. I ain't never had." I'm like, come on.
Gosh.
We're here to tell you we know you're lying.
We know you're lying. Like stop capping.
You can say the post all day long, but the way that the anatomy works, at some point in time, you're gonna get caught slipping. That's just what it is.
You're gonna get caught slipping. And I feel like when I hear women say that, I sometimes be like, "Oh, yours probably stank the most." Because it has to be, because first of all, no one asked you.
Yeah. It's not for me.
Like, first of all, no one asked you. So the fact that you broadcasting around lets me know that you got a little insecurity down there.
And you just want to tell yourself.
You just want to tell yourself that it's, and it's crazy because people, and that's why I realize I even like, as entrepreneurs, you get a little frustrated when it comes to this stuff, because I'll get women, when I tell them what I do, they'll be like, "Oh, I ain't got nothing wrong. He ain't got no complaints. Yeah. It's perfectly fine. It's all good down there." And then they'll DM me, "Hey, how much is for life?" And I'm like, why you do all that? Like, why you do all that? But it just lets me know that there's a shame and embarrassment that comes to it.
I'm sorry.
It's a shame and embarrassment that comes to it. And, people are uncomfortable to talk about it. Yeah. And so now I have to put myself out there and normalize this conversation and let them know, like, y'all, it's okay.
It's really okay. We appreciate you coming to get a scene about, but we just don't like when you wait too late, because now you done changed my whole attitude and I'm upset. Because I got to be in here with you with this situation. Well, girl, why you didn't come here last week?
Right.
We probably could have not gotten to this point.
Yep.
We couldn't have gotten to this point. Correct. So I know things that, speaking of men involving, everyone has their opinion about it. How can a woman prepare her body for sex or for intercourse and the afterwards? Because everyone knows that the wrong person will mess you up. Not talking STD infection, just knocking your pH off.
Correct. It goes definitely back to that first question that you were asking me about, like, diet. The preparing yourself is what you eat, especially if you're doing oral sex. We're just being honest about it. Whatever you eat, that's what's going to come out of your pores.
Got you.
So the cleaner you're eating, the cleaner it will be. If you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Hygiene, definitely hygiene can help it. Like I said, you ain't gotta put nothing in there to make it smell good. That, please, y'all, do not do that. And if someone is selling you a product that tells you that they can make your vagina smell good or smell like flowers, smell like roses, run as fast as you can in the opposite direction, because that is a lie and from the pits of hell. Because it's not supposed to smell like flowers or cookies or candy, whatever it is that they've been saying.
No,
it's
not
supposed to smell like that. And if you got a good man, he'll know that too, or woman. If you got somebody they'll know that too.
If the dude cares about you, he's not gonna make fun of you or make you feel ashamed. From my experience of like friends or patients, like their spouse is right in the room with them because there's love in the room. Let's get this right. You know what I'm saying? So we can have a good experience when we are together. Like I can tell you from a fact, if a guy cares, he's not gonna bring it to you in a very rude way.
100%.
And he ain't even gonna tell nobody else because he don't want nobody to know that's going on.
What's going
either.
On? Correct.
So there's nothing wrong with talking with your partner about that. I think that is very healthy. And ask your man, have you ever smelled anything down there? Tell me, I need to know.
And don't be and just putting it out there and having that conversation will definitely let you know. And I will say this: yes, there's things that women can do to prepare their bodies for sex, but now gone are the days where men just show up. Gone are the days where men just show up and they think that all they gotta do is just stick it in and that's it. Now it's like, man, you gotta come in with your nails clipped, your hands washed. You gotta come in. You got to perform.
Brush your teeth.
Get that bacteria out there. If you know that you are uncircumcised, make sure you know how to clean.
Did you have anything for them for that? Because I'm sick of it. You never seen an uncircumcised? Look at this.
Yeah, and we know when you ain't cleaned it.
Yeah, they swear up and down that they clean it. I've seen in the ER grown-ass men. Okay.
Talk about it.
pulling that shaft back. They never even pulled it back before. Or if they did, they ain't pulled it back far enough. And it's nothing but gunk.
Nothing but
like
gunk. And then you
gross.
wondering why every time y'all do it, you got
you got a problem.
You got a yeast infection.
You got a problem. So they need education too.
Yeah, it's not, and gone are the days where it's always the woman. It's always the woman's fault. It's always the woman's fault. Or, you know, her pH was off. Or did it? Well, you knocked it off.
Yeah. We got to talk, not just me.
Yeah.
We got to have a
conversation.
Because a lot of these dudes, what you eat, smoking Black and Milds out of backwoods, eat American Deli every doggone day.
Correct.
Like your what am I trying to say, the right word and not get cut off? Your fluids that come out. That's what it's gonna be, like nothing but nasty stuff.
Correct.
So you can't think for a second that it's always the female's problem if you're not taking care of your body as a man.
That part. Yeah, and you're right. And one thing that I also want to educate women on when it comes to having sex is being prepared. Is the semen, as you talked about, is very much so alkalotic.
Okay.
It's very
What does
alkalotic.
that mean? Have you done that?
Okay. So as we all know, there's a pH scale. 7 is neutral. The higher you get from 7 in like 8, 9, 10, 11 to 14, that is alkalotic. The further or lower you get under 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that is acidotic. For women, our pH has to be more so acidotic than alkalotic. Yes. No. We have to be acidotic, and the range is normally like around, I think, 4.8 to 5.7, somewhere in there is the range for us. So when you hear us say our pH is off, that's what we're saying, is that we are not.
Got a question?
I love this show.
What's the question?
Okay. Are there litmus papers for coochies?
Absolutely. You can get a litmus paper and you can test your pH balance on a litmus paper, and it will tell you whether you are balanced or not.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
And then,
no, sir.
And then for men.
Okay, secondary question. I'm sorry.
No, girl, do it.
Ask your question.
So, does that acidity or alkalineness change the taste of it? Like you hear men say that it tastes like pennies. So when you said that, my brain automatically thought, well, maybe it tastes like pennies because it's too far on one side of the scale or the other, and the pH is off.
Well, you know, it's funny you say use the word pennies, because they're probably more so referring to a copper metallic, and that means blood. So
yeah,
period is on the way, or it just got done, more than likely. Yeah.
And how do you feel about intercourse during sex?
Intercourse during sex?
Intercourse during sex.
I think intercourse during sex is awesome.
Intercourse during your period.
Whatever floats your boat.
Will that make your pH worse?
Whatever floats your boat. I mean, it's hard to say because you don't know until it happens.
Got you.
You know,
got you.
You don't know until it happens. But one thing that I do want to finish is when it comes to men's semen, like I said, it's more alkalotic.
Okay.
So imagine that you're mixing acidity with alkaline. It's coming together. It's gonna throw you off one way or another. So sometimes he just may not be a bad dude. It just
fair enough.
But man, like I said, as you were saying too, man, there's things that you could do to keep that from happening or lessen it, and that's also what Yoni Potion definitely helps with.
Okay. So another question I have: can you explain why it is taboo or not acceptable to douche anymore? And so it's so many people still do, like, well, I don't care. I know it works for me. I know what I was taught.
Yeah.
Your mom used to have that red
Okay. Yeah, she's talking about a red bag. I don't know what she's talking about.
No.
Nobody else had that, and it had a white cord hanging from it.
That's
and
like an enema.
It looked, but that's exactly what it looked like. But it was this plastic bag that my mom would fill with water. It would
she made it herself. Got it.
She bought this. This was something you bought at the store.
This was before Summer's Eve.
A little bit before, probably so.
Okay.
And you would hang it from the shower curtain or whatever, and it had this long cord, and she would just stick it up there and
rinse everything out. Y'all making me feel old as
I mean, friend, because I can't lie to you. I haven't.
I have not heard of that one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
She said she.
Ain't gonna lie to you. I haven't heard of it either. I guess the problem is with douching is you don't always know what you're getting. Like you don't always know what you're getting, what's being placed up there, and because God made it specifically to clean itself for a reason.
Okay.
You know, so I think the reason why it has been so taboo and doctors and professionals have been steering away from it is because they've been getting high cases of women douching, and it's making situations worse than better.
Got it.
So that's why I believe it has been, talked against it in douching.
She finna show us a picture. No,
honey.
I've never seen that.
That was a staple in my household, especially since we ain't had no room in the house. My mom just let it hang.
One of my friends said, I know about it. The older generation used it. Because I've never seen it. I think, by the time we came around, they had the Summer's Eve ones where you just
Summer's Eve ones.
just shoot it up there. And then some people say, vinegar and water. I'm like, ooh, that'll hurt.
Yeah.
It sounds like that'll hurt. But I mean, again, being that, I guess because of the acidic part of it, maybe. But how would you say underwear contributes to our odor? Yes.
I think
draws or no draws?
Both. I say draws during the day if that's what you feel comfortable doing, and then definitely no draws at night.
Gee, I just can't do it.
Definitely no draws at night. What did Sexy Red say?
I can't sleep in nothing.
Let it breathe. That's what she was talking about.
Definitely no underwear.
At nighttime, no underwear and loose pajamas. To give it a chance to breathe and to air out and get some fresh air down there.
Okay, so I reposted one of your posts about when you broke down the different odors. Mm-hmm. Can you break that down for the audience today?
Yes. So, just to make sure I remember all of them. The first one, which is like the tangy fermented smell, that one is more so, that's your natural smell. That is your, what you normal for you is what it is. Or like that musk that we have, or what people say pheromones, that's whatever's coming out of your body naturally as is. The next one, as we talked about earlier, was the copper or metallic. More than likely, either you're just getting done with your period or your period is about to come, or you're on your period. That is also a normal smell at the right time, if that makes sense. The next one is that fishy smell, that fishy odor. That one is more than likely going to be your BV. More than likely, it is bacterial vaginosis, and that is going to be a strong, pungent odor, and it's going to be offensive. It's going to hit you, and it's going to smack you in the face. Now, I will say this: for some women, they have been diagnosed with BV and had no odor whatsoever. But what I will ask you is there a lot of discharge? Is what I will say. And sometimes the discharge can be clear. And so no, it's not because you just that girl, but it could be because you got BV. just saying, because it's gonna show something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then another one is the if you hit this like a bread smell, like a yeast smell, or like pretty much bready is what I can acquainted to. And also you have a lot of thick cottage cheese like discharge. That is going to be more than likely a yeast infection is what you're going through. And I think those were all the smells that I could think of. Right?
I believe so. Now I had introduced a new smell to her, and I asked her, has she ever heard of the surgery smell or the BBL smell? That's what people, comment about on social media and make jokes about it, but it actually is a real thing. So the BBL smell, it kind of smells like BV. What people don't understand is surgery puts your body into shock. So it knocks off everything. Gotcha. And sometimes it can be your pH. It happens for some women. For some women, it does not, but it smells the same across the board, no matter who I encounter. It smells the same, if that makes sense. Yeah. So when it comes to like staying balanced and things like that, that's something surgery smell you can add on to your list because it exists.
Okay,
It's a real thing. And what I know is I don't take it personal. I don't think that the young lady is not clean.
Right.
I just understand that during this time, that's what happened to the during the surgery, and you just need to go talk to your doctor about it and see how you can get regulated.
Gotcha.
So you have some products here that are wonderful. Break them down. We didn't even talk about staying wet, because I see one of them said Super Soaker.
Super Soaker. Let's start with that.
Let's start with that one.
Okay. I have my drink called Yoni Potion, and it's an all natural feminine care drink. And my biggest seller is Super Soaker. Hence the reason it will keep you super soaked. Okay. It has, I'll read you all the ingredients: pineapple, cinnamon, apple cider vinegar, flaxseed, garlic, honey, dates, ginger, cloves, and water. So specifically when it comes to this, there is a gland called the Skene's gland in the vagina, or kind of tucked up behind the vagina under the uterus, right here. If y'all are picturing the vagina.
Okay.
Y'all got it? Okay. And so in there, when turned on, when stimulated, it will create lubrication, fluids, and it will seep into the vagina canal to make you more wet. That's what we mean when we say wet, because you're aroused, you're turned on, and you're ready. Your body's ready to have sex. Okay, is what's happening.
Okay, I love
it. So this product is my product called Super Soaker. Does exactly that. It plays to those glands where it does it naturally though. So you'll hear a lot of things on the market where people are taking pills. I remember the gas station pill.
Yes.
Yeah, this is replacing that.
Okay.
Because gone are the days of we going to the gas station, unless you're trying to pick up a pack of condoms.
Okay.
All right. So this plays to that those glands and naturally does it, especially when it comes to the cloves. Cloves, I don't know if y'all have ever had it. It makes your mouth more saliva, like you produce more. Okay. And so when you're putting that into your body, that's what it does to those glands when you're about to have sex. Okay. Another thing too is, like, as we're talking about, when it comes to after having sex and your pH is thrown off due to the alkaline versus the acidity, this product helps you maintain balance when it comes to the apple cider vinegar and the garlic. Fighting is as we know, garlic and ginger are natural probiotics and antifungals that can help with immunity for the vagina. Okay. So when you're having sex, it's going to reduce the risk of you getting BV and yeast infection because you're already drinking this to protect yourself from it. Okay. And like I said, it is natural. I can't say that more because you'll be surprised how holistic care can really help and change your life. So that is what Super Soaker does, and it gives you energy so you're able to go for longer. Okay. Question. So how soon in advance did you drink this before your intercourse? I would say you can drink it up to an hour, but you got to drink a lot of water to activate it. So I recommend for any product when it comes to Yoni Potion, specifically Super Soaker and Purify Her, I say when you make this a part of your daily regimen, like treat it like a multivitamin for your vagina. Okay. You take it in the morning, you're drinking lots of water to stay hydrated, and so you are activating those ingredients in it. So when the time comes, you're ready. Got it. You ready? Yeah, but I had questions. You drink the whole thing. So I would definitely say you can drink. Because we're gonna try it. Where your cup at, Sunshine? You can drink the whole thing in one sitting because this is one serving. It's 8 ounces. And then also you can drink it every other day. Like I said, there is apple cider vinegar in it. So for some people who might be a little bit more sensitive to like acid and pineapples, I would recommend that you probably drink it every other day or or like 4 times a week or 3 times a week is what I would recommend in case you're sensitive to acid. Okay. Or foods that are high in acid. All right. And then, so you said drink it if you know it's going to happen, because sometimes you don't expect it. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. If you don't expect it, but you already been drinking it, then you're good. We in the game. The game. But if you don't know what's coming and it's about to come and he hits you with that text message, go ahead and start you down one of these. And it's going to get you right. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get it. Okay, so we're gonna try it at the same time. Sunshine.
Okay, let me just say this. I'm not a big ginger person.
Okay. So my
smells very fresh.
It'll hit you.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
The cinnamon definitely helps.
Yeah.
It's not
It is
bad
quite
at all.
tasty.
And that is super soaker, y'all.
All right. I'm gonna tell y'all what I taste.
Mhm.
Let me do it again. I'm gonna the first thing that hit me. I'm gonna look at all these first, and I'm gonna see. Well, see, I ain't never had dates, so I don't know. The cinnamon.
Okay.
The cinnamon and the ginger is what I would say kind of hits me, but it's all beautifully blended together. I will say that. Like, it's not overpowering. It's just like, okay, I know this is in there. I know this in there. I taste this. I taste that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, just thinking in my head, even though I never had it, I believe I taste a lot of dates too.
Okay.
Because the other things I'm not catching.
Okay.
Like that, like the pungent part. But the part that hits you. So I think I'm tasting the cinnamon. Like, the first, the smell is really, really good. It's really clean. It's real smooth. It goes down good. Like, my nose is not turned up at all. Like, this actually tastes good. Like, I wouldn't mind drinking this. Because I want to know people, like, with the detox drinks,
I know
if they don't taste right, I can't do it.
Yeah,
like,
I
I don't
know.
care how good it is. Like, it has to taste good. So tell me, how did you figure out, like, the perfect blend? Because I'm pretty sure it's trial and error. Like, too much of this, not enough of that. Like, how did you know, okay, let me bring this back?
So it's funny you say that, because I remember my mom first started making this drink to help with her boosting her metabolism and like kickstarting her weight loss journey. And it was Purifier. This was the original.
Okay.
This is the OG girl right here.
Okay.
Purify her. And I remember tasting it and just liking the taste of it, you know? And then I was having issues down there too. And I started realizing, as I was drinking this consistently out of taste and just like, you know, because it tasted good, I noticed that I was not going to the doctors as much.
Okay.
I was not taking antibiotics and antifungals as much, you know? And so at that point now, I'm completely off birth control, and I'm just solely drinking yoni potion to help me.
Okay.
And so,
not to not get pregnant, but
yeah, no, not to.
Okay, make that clear. Girl, don't tell me that now. Pills.
I was getting with you. I was taking birth control because I was getting such like my hormones and my pH was so off.
Got it.
The only thing to keep me regulated was the birth control.
Okay.
And I hated it because I was constantly nauseous, morning sickness, throwing up, gaining weight, low energy. Like, I hated the birth control.
Okay.
Honestly.
Got you.
And so I was able to stop taking birth control, and I was drinking just yoni potion to help me remain balanced. So,
okay, are these the same?
That's Purifier, and that's Super Soaker. And so I will say, when it comes to, as you can see, this is a little bit less than Super Soaker, because this is where your detox and your cleanse comes in at.
Okay.
So this is specifically for if you are trying to get rid of, I don't want to say get rid of, but like you're just wanting to get rid of toxins and cleanse, detox, purify. That's why I call it Purify Her.
Okay.
Because that's exactly what it's going to
So you can do this every day. You can do this as a part of your routine. Or would you say it's okay to drink it every day?
Yeah,
because
it's definitely safe. It's definitely safe because, yes, it's apple cider vinegar in there, but it's not a whole lot of apple cider vinegar where you're just like, you know, it's not safe. Like I said, when I was balancing the formula for these bottles and for these ingredients, I'm thinking of the woman's body and mind. And pathologically, it has to remain more acidic than alkalotic. Okay. So that's why drinks are high in acid, is to help maintain that pH balance for the woman. Okay. And if you do find yourself getting knocked off, the goal is for it to come back to being more acidic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now, question.
I'm the type of person where, like, I'm not going to lie to you, this would be hard for me to drink just because I have a very remedial palate.
It's very childish.
Very, very remedial palate. What if I use that as a base for my smoothies?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Good question.
Okay.
Good
you
question.
You can 100% mix it in, and it will not dilute the pungency or the therapies.
Yeah, because it does taste like it would taste good with like a apple, maybe pineapple type of smoothie or whatnot. Would would it matter? Well, no, I wouldn't do a milk smoothie anyway.
Yeah,
It would
probably
definitely be a
wouldn't.
juice smoothie.
Yeah.
But I could see this being something that I could drink with a smoothie a lot easier than just taking it. And that's just for me, because like I said, I have a remedial palate.
No, and I
It's
get
not
that.
your
People-
item, it's anything.
When people hear all natural, they get nervous because they're like, oh, I don't know. Is it like this? Is it like, or when they hear apple cider vinegar or they hear the word ginger, they do kind of get a little nervous about it. But like I said, I blended it well to the point to where it is tolerable to go down. But for someone who might be a little bit more sensitive to it, I will recommend you can either cut the bottle in half and dilute it in some water. I would stay away from anything that is super sugary, because you don't want to become a breeding ground for bacteria, because we know when it comes to bacteria and fungus, the breeding grounds is anything that's in a sweet, dark, moist area. So if you're consuming too much sugar into your body, then you're just creating a breeding ground. Okay. So how I do sweeten this is with raw natural honey. Is the sweeteners that I use, and then from the pineapples, and then from the dates as well, depending on what bottle you're getting. That's what I use to sweeten it. So
I'm gonna try the Purify Her one now. We're gonna see. That one's sweeter, more smooth, if you will. Tastes good. It both tastes good. I like this one.
You like that one?
Yeah, as far as flavor, like I could just gulp this down. Now. Yeah. Probably will.
Yeah. Purifier, I definitely will say it because it's pure. Like, I don't know how to, without sounding redundant, but it has less ingredients. This one has solely pineapple, apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, ginger, honey, and water. Okay. So it got less going on. Yeah. If that makes sense. But it's still just as powerful, still just as effective to the woman's body as it needs to be.
Okay. I'm loving this. So how can the audience reach you, contact you, place orders? How does that work?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Yoni Potion. That's YONI Potion. That's PHOTION. Potion. I also have a website. You can get all the information there on my social media platform when it comes to Yoni Potion. Zulu Nurse is also the platform as well that you can get orders in, and I'm having a 50% off sale today. So
wonderful.
Tap on in.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna get some. Seriously,
I definitely recommend, especially for those who have a sensitive palate, I recommend taking advantage of the sale because then you're able to get it half off. You're able to taste it, see if you like it, see if you can, is this something that you can do, on a regular basis, and how does it make your body feel? And I also want to add this. In healthcare, good health is not microwave. It's more so crock pot. So if you want to see the real effectiveness of these drinks, you have to take them consistently. Okay. Consistently can be different. Your goal may be just, for your period. Every time that time of the month comes, you get a little knocked off. I recommend during the week of that, get you a week's worth of Yoni Potion, drinking it during that week. You may be someone who frequently gets BV and you're trying to build your immunity back. So I recommend you getting a month's supply, in order to build that natural immunity to help reduce the risk of you getting BV. So I really want to play that. You can drink one bottle. That's up to you, and you will feel some effects. But if you want that consistent, life-changing effect like it did for me, you got to make it a part of your daily regimen.
All right, we got 2 minutes left, so I got 2 really important questions.
Okay.
What is the shelf life?
Oh, shelf life in the fridge, it can last up to 30 days.
That's up to 30 days. And then, oh my God, I forgot the other question.
But I will add if you freeze it, it will last longer. And is this the end all be all, or do you still need to go to the doctor? You still need to go to the doctor. I'm so glad you asked that question. This is not a treatment. I cannot sit here as a healthcare professional. I'll be working out of my scope to sit there and say, oh, if you drink this and you got BV, your BV is gone. I am not making that claim or accusation. But what I will say is that if you add this to your daily regimen, it will reduce it. Now, if you find yourself having issues, still go to the doctor. Go to the doctor, get a checkup. This is just a supplement of what it is. The same way that you don't take a vitamin C pill and say you never go into the doctors again. That's not that. Yes. Yes. So thank you for asking.
Yes, definitely want to clarify that part. And I'm so proud of you, even though we met some time ago at a networking event.
Yes, at the
And I'm like, I've got to have this girl come on and talk because this is a serious thing. And I love us when we branch outside, use our brains outside of the hospital and figure out other ways how to still like maximize off of our degrees in our career path.
Absolutely.
So I want to tell you I'm proud of you. Keep going.
You
I'm definitely going to support you. And thank everybody who joined in today. And I will see you guys next week. Make sure you follow her on social media.
Please do.
Alright, so Slim, you still got the way. Alright, Sonya playing what up though? Kenny Misfit, what up though? Yeah. 2 eye, bitch. 2 eye, bitch. 2 eye, bitch. What? 2 eye, bitch. 2 eye, bitch. What?
I'm in the clouds when I'm with you. Girl, what's your name? I hope this don't offend you. Tastes like cocaine. I didn't think I'd get it. I get so high now I'm feeling for you, baby. Where's the light?
Baby, no. Roses of wine. This feels like love.
Ribbons in the sky, they fall on you. This feels like love.
What you lacing in my weed, put my life on my life. Well, you know just what to do. Baby, I can't wait to get to you.
It's a vibe and a function. Is that tribe or there's something? Where this shit was by dead girl till I end up coming out rap like I signed a dungeon. Yeah, like big boy Dre now. Try to kinda look like Bay now. I'ma shoot my shot like Jay now. Shit, I shoot like right now. Home team girl like straight now. On God, let the Lord make a way now. If you scared, go to church like gay now. But ain't scared, I'm with a DJ now. She said I pass on the heart, we can blade now. But I like them blocks, okay now. Shit, I'll shade them. I said, girl, your love is so guitar. Now let me play on that. I play your favorite song, God Clash, let me stay on that. I knew it was a smash when I featured Sonya Blade on that. 4 years later, caught her up and hit replay on that. Girl, I had you spending all your funds. Hit you with this rock and you think that I'm cheating Peter Gunn. Say some shit like, nigga, did you smoke crack before you came over? You remind me of my G, but I just Range Rovers. Dog that pussy, I don't really care, I just want you to come around my way. I know I got a lot of mouth that'll make you scream, God, find your face, ain't he good? Yeah, think I like it better around my face. Get your top 8, I think I like it better around my space. Tano, anyway, white lines, black glove, opposites attract in here. I just brought the pack in here, and I brought this hard drive computer, don't get hacked in here. 2 eye tribe on God, Blade, we snapped in here. Willie and baby.
Roses of wine, out of blue. This feels like love.
Ribbons in the sky, they fall on you. This feels